Yellow chat, what's going on? Guys, I bought a new toy. Yellow.
Pickles!
What's up, dude? Who's this?
Dude, I was there when y'all went to Texas A&M.
Yeah? Did I meet
Yo,
you?
that you did actually.
Yeah? Where did I
You
meet
did,
you?
you did. It was at oh my god, what was that place y'all were standing at? I forgot the name of it already.
The wood stage?
The where y'all were hosting it.
The amphitheater?
Yeah, the amphitheater.
Nice.
But I thought it went well, but I think she kind of needs to. I don't want to bag on her, but like the racist remarks she kind of brought, I think is going to be a downfall. But man, I thought the tour went really well.
Yeah. Yeah, chat, what's going on, guys? Chat, tap the screen. Let's get some likes on the page. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk about all the drama. I'm fucking so tired. Everybody's posting a live right now talking about the drama.
Exactly.
Type type one in the chat if you guys don't want to hear about the drama. I'm so sick of the drama. I just got out of like
Right.
a 2 or 3 hour meeting. Yeah, I'm so sick of it, guys.
I
No
heard
worries.
it from Dean and Parker too.
Yeah.
It, and then there was some other girl talking about it, saying that they need to lawyer up and all this. Like, dude, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah. It's too much. I'm officially not affiliated with Z or her pack or anything like that anymore as of 10 minutes ago.
right. Yeah,
Like
I
officially.
follow her, but like I don't go into her broadcast anymore because of the bullshit she brought. It's 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 going to bring the tour down. We need to stay on what we know. We need to let these people know about the lies and the conspiracies with Trump and his goons.
Yeah, we let somebody's like microaggressions, racist comments take over like a whole week of politics on TikTok. And I, while I think it is wrong to partake in those things, I also think it could get carried away, and we can definitely be a little more productive with our time.
Exactly, exactly. That's what I've been trying to do with TikTok and trying to bring other people into the movement of we need to resolve what is going on with the lies that Trump is saying and his goons that are trying to bring down the United States.
Yeah.
So it's just like we need to stay with the unfuckable tour, but like we need to um not have those kinds of people at the tour that are going to bring it down.
Wait, did Carney win? Did Carney win? Yes.
What do you
Talking about Canada.
last time I saw that they were
Where is Dean and Parker at? Carney won? Yes, he did. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. You know Trump's gonna tweet about that. Let's see what Trump's tweeting right now.
yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna Binks. I love you. I appreciate you coming up, man. And say something in chat. I'll give you a follow back. Okay.
Hey chat, what's up? Y'all, if y'all don't understand what is going on, y'all go follow the Unfuckable Tour and go follow this man right here. What are you doing? Go join his team. Like, seriously, y'all are amazing with this man. Keep doing what it is.
Appreciate you, Breezy. I'll catch you later, okay?
Got you, man. All right, man.
All right. The Liberals have almost a majority in Canada. Thank God. Thank God. We can only thank Trump for that. I have a friend in Canada that is conservative, staunch conservative, and he was very turned off by Trump. He was very turned off by Trump, scared to death, honestly. They're crushing it. Fuck, I love that. I was worried about Canada too. They called it Canada's liberal. Oh, thank fuck, dude. Thank fuck. Liberal Party projected lead the next government. Oh man, you love to see it, chat. You love to see it. Annie, thank you so much for the galaxy. Holy Toledo, thank you, Annie. Still counting, but Lib 148, Conservative vote 105. Oh my god, I love that. Did I speak in Texas? I did. What's up, Dolphin? Any of the Democrats fear people Trump was going to do 20th? What? The country of Canada fail? They're like one of the #1 countries on earth. Only MAGA can say that a like very successful country is failing. They've been rated like #1 country on earth before, like multiple times. MAGA's like, they're failing. They've socialized healthcare, man. They're like ahead of us. Oh my god. Looks like the Liberals won. I love that. I love that. Who won in Canada? Carney. Yeah, we're back. I don't know. I don't know how long I'm gonna be live tonight, guys. It was originally just gonna be kind of a chill vibe. I was gonna do so. I feel. I feel like a little bit of yawning coming through. Pull an all-nighter? No way. You're lucky to have steered clear of the tour drama, messy as fuck. I know. I know. Guys, I I don't know how I do it, but no one hates me. I mean, besides maybe conservatives, but even some conservatives like me. Deal with it, chat. What's my day job? This is it. This is all I do. Johnny's taking serious shit. Carney One Canada, fucking love it, chat. I love it, dude. Nobody can hate pickles. It's so true. So true. I have been live. I've been live. I was live for 4 hours earlier, and it's not really all day. I hate pickles. Also, ketchup. Let's get a ban. Let's get a ban on that one. I don't think it's official. It hasn't been called yet. They're still counting, but I don't think it's possible for Conservative Party to win. Why are they after Mishi? I'm so disappointed in all the drama. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just work here. I just work here, guys. I don't know what to say. Do you want to know what I did in the time that I wasn't live? I threw away all of the scraps, but I took apart a MacBook Pro and I installed a new battery and I cleaned it with isopropyl alcohol. Got in all the nooks and crannies, cleaned the fans out, and then I replaced a key on the keyboard. And I feel like Jimmy Neutron right now. What happened to Johnny? I don't know. I don't know. Was it 99? Of course it was, Blubber. Get real, dude. Of course it was. Wasn't none of that 70% shit. He's like being attacked on live by Sam. Guys, I might be the only one media trained on TikTok. I might be the only one. How did the meeting go? It went okay. It went okay. I've officially decided to like step away from all of it. So I'm no longer associated with the tour. I'm no longer associated with National Ground Game. I'm basically, it's all been dissolved down to a bunch of creators that were involved in the tour, and I'm in a mass text with him, and we're all friends. That's what it's been dissolved down to. That's where it's at. And I honestly got a feeling like none of them want to be like my best friend, which is okay. So I'm just kind of in the back seat watching things unfold. Like they're being friendly towards me, but you know, I'm not anybody's favorite, you know? You're my favorite. You guys stop it, chat. Y'all stop it. No one wants to be your friend at all, I bet? Dude. Someone go on YouTube and defend me. That's not chill. You're one of my favorites. I don't have one. I can't. Too many different demographics. Yeah. Don't make me come up there. W Canada chat. Get some W Canadas. I can't believe Carney won. I was actually so scared. We were looking at a website earlier that showed Canada and what's that betting website? Poly something. They had conservatives winning. Scary. Let's go, Mark Carney chat. Let's go. Tay Tay says you're my favorite debater. Fuck yeah. Polymarket. Thank you, Daniel. Guys, my brain just doesn't work. I think I just sleep too much. Argent says, hi, I'm your friend. Argent's probably one of my favorite people that walk the earth. Argent's like, if you guys don't know who Argent is, she's just quietly the most helpful person I know. Oh, my guest box isn't up here. Let me see.
Okay. I have to show you something really quick. So I am playing WWE 2K25 and I'm creating a character and I'm doing her moveset right now. And they added a move called the twerking moonsault, and the animation for the twerking bit is just so hilarious.
What game are you playing? I'm sorry, I was reading something.
WWE 2K25.
Oh god.
It's so stupid looking. I thought it would make you laugh.
Oh my god.
That's all I wanted to show you. That's all I wanted to show you.
Thank you for showing me that. I appreciate that.
I thought you would get an absolute laugh out of that.
No, it really means a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm pretty sure that's better than any of my weird ass fun facts. Do you want to kick me off for the algorithm?
I got you.
Bet.
I remember when I was like in elementary school and WWE was so tight. I actually got in real big trouble like in 4th or 5th grade for doing WWE stuff on the playground. And I got my Game Boy and Pokemon Red taken away from me for a week, and I screamed bloody murder. I thought it was the worst thing anybody had to like survive through. And then as I got older, I literally thought WWE was like the dumbest shit ever. And now my friends are like getting into it at the ripe age of 30 and 35. It was WWF. Yeah, same thing. WWF. I said I love pickles and caps and it muted me. If you're on my YouTube, all caps will mute you. I have a bot that mutes you. So I'm sorry. I love you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing good. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Have we talked before?
No, we've not.
What do you like about Trump?
I don't think so. So, I guess my favorite thing I like Trump is his stance on immigration. I think we have way too much of it, legal and illegal, and I simply don't think we need all the people here.
Why do you say that?
Well, because I think that a lot of poor people, white, black, and brown American citizens, just get completely looked over for these jobs. And what I think over the past 20, 30 years, especially with this uptick in migration, there's a lot of collusion between the government and these big corporations where they just don't even check, who's really working for these corporations, and it's driving down wages for Americans. I think this is a way bigger problem than.
Let me ask you something. Do you know if people are reproducing at a rate that's not going to cause population collapse or not?
Well, I don't believe in population collapse. I think we have way too many people here to begin with, which is also just destroying our natural resources, our land.
How do you not believe in population collapse? It's like a
Well,
thing. It's like a real
we have
thing.
a population decline, but we don't have a population collapse. See, I think a lot of people use these like scare words to get people to believe that it's like a bad thing. So, a collapse versus a decline, I think are very two different words.
I'll give you that. Population decline. So do you think you realize we're in population decline, right?
Yes, I'm totally fine with that.
Do you
I
know
don't
what
think it's a
you know
bad
what that entails?
No, but I put the environment, I guess, maybe higher than other MAGA voters. So I personally do not care that
You
we
put
have a.
the dog. You realize that Trump is making it legal to chop down all of the trees in our national parks.
That's not true. Not all the trees.
He's legalizing us. He's making it to where we're chopping down trees in national parks. So you
Well, you just
realize
said all
that,
the
right?
trees. You just said all the trees.
Sorry, colloquially, all the trees.
Okay. Well, again, words are very important. If Donald Trump said, "I'm
Oh,
going
fuck off!
to,"
You voted for Trump. Do you realize that
you don't
he's
need to swear. We're
okay?
having a
You're
normal
saying words are
conversation.
important, but Trump's like the biggest liar in existence. What do you realize he's letting us chop down the trees, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, that's like he's not chopping every single tree down because then there'd be no more parks. Can we stay on topic about why I voted for him? Because I think that's more of a better use for our time. Obviously, sir, I'm not going to agree on every single thing that Trump is doing. That would just be illogical.
Okay. What do you think is more impactful to the environment? Letting people who already exist move to different parts of the world and consume resources in a country that champions things such as the Paris Climate Accord and doing things eco-friendly, and Biden, who's for helping like come up with alternative fuels to combat climate change, or cutting down trees? Like cutting down trees is far more harmful to the environment, and Trump pulling us out of the Paris Climate Accord. So you're saying that migration is your attempt at helping the environment. Please tell me you have another stance on why you think immigration is bad. Please.
Well, obviously, to respond to your question, I think mass migration is worse for the United States of America than cutting down trees, because I'm sure Donald Trump himself is not ordering cut this down, cut that down. He might have some people that are a little bit more, I guess, pro more cut down trees than others. But again, I honestly think, again, I'm not in the president's brain. I think he spends less than 10 seconds a calendar year thinking about the national parks. That's my opinion. I could be wrong.
He ran on being able to drill on federal lands and cut down the trees, and he just with an executive order made it legal for us to start logging in parks in Washington state.
Okay. Well, drilling is different. I think he's focusing more about like the Alaska and offshore drilling and things like that than literally just taking a chainsaw going into the Smoky Mountains.
You're wrong.
Well, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and I that would upset me if he's going into the parks and just going throwing.
Dude, nobody's gonna buy the fact that you care about the environment if you voted for Trump. No,
I care about it.
I think you need to kind of look at this a little bit differently, man.
Sure, I care about it, but again, we're my number one thing is mass migration in the United States. I put that over everything, even the economy.
How many people do we have in the United States? Do you know?
350 million.
How many people are here that are non-citizens, that are undocumented?
I'd say 20 million.
No.
Okay. Well, it was 11 million about 15 years ago, and they have not updated any numbers. So I would put
that's
it.
That's not true either.
Okay. How many do you think it is, sir?
So according to the Department of Homeland Security, this is from July 2024. This is the total number of unauthorized immigrant population, and we have our last estimate was in 2022, which was like 3 years ago. It was 10.9. So if we're going at the same rate, and the peak of the migration was 2020, 2021, 2022, maybe 2023, and then it declined all the way down to where Trump had it in his year when he was leaving. I'm going to guess there's maybe around 12, 13 million.
Oh, that's great.
So we're talking about give or take 1.5 million more people than we had when Trump was here. And you think that needs to be addressed before not cutting down trees, before not like drilling in waterways?
So the thing is Trump has 3.5 years left. If he can cut that number down to, if he can get, again, this is just me having my wildest, and I would say fantasy, but what I would really like, if he could get that down to 3 million or 4 million, that'd be great.
What would that do for you?
Well, I don't want to be selfish with the issue. What this would do for me is it would give more people that aren't as blessed as me more opportunity to have better paying jobs. They wouldn't get looked over for Indian immigrants. They wouldn't be, they wouldn't
You're
have to
talking about
compete.
H-1B visas when you're talking about Indian immigrants and engineers and those types of jobs. And
Yeah,
Trump
we
is
don't need 'em.
pro H-1B visas,
Well, Elon Musk is, and Elon
and
Musk
so is Trump.
Elon Musk is a disgrace.
Okay,
I
but
can't
so
stand the guy. He's
now
not MAGA.
you guys already turned on Elon Musk?
Well, I did. I mean, again, there's a lot of different factions of Maggie. That's why it's good to talk to multiple people. We're not like a monolith where every single person. There might be some people that say, "Oh, I'm going to go for Trump," and they join the bandwagon and they have different thoughts. I personally, my number one thing is the mass migration. I again, you might disagree with me. I think a lot of black and brown people get looked on as too stupid to do these jobs by Democrats, Republicans, and the Congress. So they want to import these people and pay them half and just skip right over them. They don't train them. They don't even give them a chance to have these engineering jobs, doctor jobs, lawyer jobs. They don't do anything to allow those people to even go to the school to do those things. They just import them. And again, a lot of people don't understand this. My problem and my anger is not just towards poor people coming from Venezuela. It's importing people. It's European people that come here and stay and don't leave. They lie and say, I'm going to go, I'm going to the...
Yeah, 60% of the people that are here
I understand.
undocumented
They
are
come in on
here
a
from
plane.
overstayed visas. Yeah. Listen,
They need to go too.
I
want them all
what's the unemployment rate right now?
I don't know.
Is it high or is it low?
Low.
So they're
Again,
not looking for jobs.
My biggest anger is that a lot of the better paying jobs are not even offered to Americans.
So now the migrants are taking better paying jobs?
No, I didn't say migrants. I said a lot of Asian, European, and Indian educated people are taking the better paying jobs.
Are they not paying? Are those not migrant? You're talking about H-1B1 visas, and that's what Trump is now for. He's for them.
He wasn't until Elon Musk got in his ear. I'm more of the.
And now he's for it. He is currently for it.
He's for it, and tomorrow Steve Bannon could call him, and he'd be against it again.
So you're saying the president's opinions can be swayed by Steve Bannon alone?
Yes. Yes, I think Trump involving himself with Elon Musk is a catastrophe. I think Vivek Ramaswamy shouldn't even be here. He's done nothing but pretty much lie to MAGA. And again, part of the problem with Trump, which angers me sometimes, is he'll be really good, and then he'll involve these billionaires to I mean,
it's almost like he owes a bunch of billionaires a lot of favors. It's almost like they got him elected. Almost like what you guys accuse us of doing. He's hiring those billionaires directly into the government and letting them pull the levers themselves.
Well, I think Musk specifically, but I know for a fact Mark Zuckerberg is not MAGA. Jeff Bezos is not MAGA. They joined the team once they saw the writing on the wall after Biden couldn't walk and talk. And they said, okay, I think Trump's going to win. And they joined the team. Those people haven't been with Trump like I have since 2015. None of them have.
They're kissing the ring because their jobs and their well-being of their business depends on it. Because Trump will wield the power of the presidency to attack these corporations.
Mark Zuckerberg should be in jail for what he did.
What did he do?
Suppressed information, didn't let Trump post on Facebook, took him off the platform. Again, this is even before the 2020 election.
Trump was causing violence. He was using words to cause violence, so he was rightfully taken off the platform.
You cannot take the president of the United States off of Facebook.
It's a private company.
Maybe
he can do whatever he wants.
Maybe he can, but that's horrible, and I think you'd agree with that.
No, I think it was deserved.
Well, again, when you poke the bear. And that's what Democrats have done. And now he's back in power. And now he could be a crazy man and say, look what you did to me. I mean, you can't possibly, before all the stuff that they did to him, try to put him in jail because he went with a PS.
They tried to put him in jail because he broke the law.
Which law?
Let's see. Withholding classified documents. I don't know.
Should he be jailed for that?
Yes, for the rest of his life. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
He should be jailed for not giving back some piece of paper.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that's wild. Even if he did
You're minimizing this as like giving it back a piece of paper when you want immigrants flown all the way out of the country and put in the world's worst prison for not having a check on a certain piece of paper that gives them
that's not
citizenship.
happening. The people that are in CCOT are there because Venezuela will not take them back. So under United States law, if the country won't take them back, they are flown to another place. He is not deporting grandmas who were here, overstayed their tourist visa.
Yes, he did.
There's no
he actually, there were 8 or 9 women that were flown to CCOT and they were turned away and sent back to the United States because CCOT does not take females. Yes, he did. He's just flying them to the world's worst prison, even though they have no criminal background whatsoever in either country.
For my understanding, he's only took about 200 or 300 people there.
Yeah, and 75% of them are not criminals.
Okay, so for the other however many 100,000, they said today that he's deported 100,000 people. So that's about 30,000 a month, which is very, I guess, normal. I mean, that's not.
No, Biden did about 20,000 more a month.
Okay, well, let's just say Biden did more, but Trump. So 200 to 300 people out of 100,000, they all went back to their countries and stuff like that. I mean, to make the argument that he's literally flying every single deportee to CCOT, it's just not true.
Yeah, I know. He's not flying every single one of them, but yes.
That's what the Democrats make it sound like.
No, we're not. We want people to have due process. You know what? What if he called you a Venezuelan and flew you to CCOT?
He wouldn't do that to me.
Okay, but what if he wanted to? What if you were a political opponent? He called you.
What if a Democrat president said that I have, let's say I'm super religious and I perpetuate violence because I don't agree with abortion, they throw me in jail. Which I mean,
that's not that's not a line of behaviors that we're partaking in. None of us are trying to do that or abuse power. Trump is, and he's been fighting the courts. It's only been 100 days, and we've had multiple federal judges file injunctions and Supreme Courts to have a 9-0 decision against the things he's doing. Because they're depriving people of due process, which is a fundamental right in this country.
Yes, there's a fundamental right, but if anyone would just really be honest with themselves, the reason why that he's not bringing the person back is because he knows he doesn't have to, and he's gaming the system.
That's pretty fucking shitty.
Yes, it's shitty, but it's I look at it, it's kind of like, he's toying with it. That person he's not,
so there's no repercussions for him sending someone that's not supposed to be in CCOT to CCOT.
He's not there anymore.
What are the repercussions of him doing that to someone else he doesn't just like that he shouldn't be doing? So like basically he's testing the law to see what he can do and get away with. And it's very terrifying the fact that there's no repercussions for him doing this and subverting people's like civil rights. And this is how authoritarians do their authoritarian shit.
One of the other things that kind of bothers me is that the Democrats make it sound like this is like the best guy ever. Maryland man, father.
No one's saying he's the best guy ever.
A lot of people.
There's 75% of the other people that got sent, and also now we're finding out that children have been sent away without due process. Even with their parents petitioning the courts to not send them. Trump is seriously bending over backwards and still not beating what Biden was doing in deportations.
So the biggest thing that I actually read into it, because I was pretty upset that the numbers were so low. Tom Homan said today, and I did my own fact checking, because again, I'm not just going to believe anything that they say. He claimed
Tom Homan, the one that's doing these dubious things.
Yeah, so he claimed that Biden was fudging the numbers and including the pushback meaning if they just cross very temporarily and the border patrol push them back.
Yeah, well, Tom Homan wishes.
Okay, I'm just telling you what he said. He said that Biden was including the pushbacks at the border, mean they're there for 20 minutes.
The expedited removals. Yeah, I know.
Expedited removals in the deportation numbers.
Yeah,
all I'm saying that
it's almost as if the border wasn't wide open, huh?
Well, no one said it was wide open, but
Trump literally spent 4 years telling you guys it was wide open. I've been debating you guys for 9 months, and every one of you guys say the border was wide open. Don't try to say that.
Wide open in the sense. Hold on. I really read into this because again, like this is my number one thing. I believe what was happening, and then people, that talk about this bipartisan border bill. What the Democrat philosophy, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, is they want more immigration judges, but more processing, not more pushing back. You're not coming here. More process, catch and
Correct.
release, come in. I don't
Correct.
want that. So
Trump
again,
is perpetuating catch and release still. How do you feel about that?
but I would be upset. But
Yeah, he's doing that.
Okay.
So he lied to you and told you that it was a big bad boogeyman and a horrible thing that we're doing, when literally it's just normal. It's fucking
Okay,
normal.
so what he's
Would
doing is
you
normal,
rather
you're
us
saying.
pay $300 a day to imprison all of these migrants seeking asylum?
Yes.
Why?
I
You
don't
cry
want
about
them
them all the time. Literally, we're giving them $12 a day in New York to eat. You would rather give them $300?
I want them out of this country more than anything.
Why?
Because we don't need them here.
Yes, we do. They help our economy.
Do you know that there are over 15 work programs that people can do legally? All they do is they go to the embassy in their country, they apply for it, and they get hired almost instantaneously.
Perfect.
For high-paying jobs, they come here over the summer,
Perfect.
and then they go home.
Did you know that there's multiple countries that are just falling apart south of the border, half of which
Yes.
were our fault, half of which were
Yes.
Trump's fault, and they're
Not
coming
Tru-
here
oh,
seeking
not just
asylum?
Trump. America's been doing that stuff for 100 years. It's
Yeah,
not
so
just
why
Trump.
so like, do you think we should have, like, back in the day, if say Germany had a certain mustachy man doing his shit and a certain ethno-religious group were seeking asylum in our borders, would you be kicking them out?
Well, you can't kick someone out that's not here.
Would you be kicking them out if they tried to come in?
I would not want them here. No, and we actually did that. By the way, we didn't take them. We did not take them.
Do you know that that's why we have the asylum laws we have today? They're 1952 is when we started the asylum program.
I know. And when was that mustache man around?
Yeah, it all ended in 45.
Yeah. So what did we do to them? We didn't take them. We did not take a single one. And then we felt bad about it, and then we made the 1952 asylum laws. This country, man.
You're justifying your position with the people in the past doing the wrong thing?
I'm justifying my position because a lot of the things that I get upset about with Democrats is they act like this is a Trump thing. Man, this country has been like this for 100 years.
We don't have to point to other people in the past to justify our positions. We can say, hey, today this is wrong, and this is what the right thing is to do.
Can you just admit that Trump is not like any other president that we've had or he's a lot like a lot of presidents we've had in the past?
No, he's like literally the worst in every way.
He's worse than Andrew Jackson.
I don't know. What you tell me?
You know, that guy did the Trail of Tears and things like that.
Okay.
And,
no, he's obviously not worse than that.
Okay, then great. Then you can be normal.
But if he becomes our authoritarian, if he turns us into an authoritative authoritarian country, then yes, he's worse.
He's going to be 83 by 2028. I don't think he's, I mean, come on. He's got what? If we're lucky, another 15 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
you guys, okay. It's going to be
Can I ask you
Vance or
something?
whatever. It's going to be his son. He's already
JD
selling
Vance
the
is
hats.
weird. I don't want JD Vance. He's a weirdo, and he's also a sellout. I think he'd be terrible. JD Vance.
So you admit that JD Vance hates Trump and he's sold out to be on his campaign?
Yes, everyone can see that. At least I can.
How do you guys not see it with Trump? The grift.
Okay, Trump himself is you can't say that he's grifting because he's the president. He's not beholden to anybody.
He's
If
literally
anything,
still taking donations on his website right now. He sends out emails every week still asking for donations, man.
well, he can only use that money legally if he runs another campaign.
That's not what no, that's not
He
true.
can't just put that money in his pocket.
Yes, he
That's not-
can. If the stipulations say he can, yes, he can.
Campaign finance law. You can't take money.
Do you
That's
think
why that.
you guys justify his breaking of the campaign finance
Do
laws
not say
all
you guys.
day?
I don't like to be.
Yeah,
grouped
do
into
you think Trump is a 34 times felon?
If the jury convicted him, then yes.
No, the answer is yes because they did.
Yes, then he's a 34-time felon.
And you
yes.
voted for a felon, and you're saying that he's gonna follow campaign finance law when he's literally got 34 felonies proving he won't.
The reason he got convicted was for, yes, they were financial crimes, but again, if he's under the spotlight like he is, that stuff was when he was way before he was in politics, where no one was looking at him. People are looking at him
Holy shit, dude.
25
In
hours
the
a day.
last few days of him being in office, he was trying to get Mike Pence to certify the election in the opposite way. and
Mike
he had
Pence sucks
fakes.
too.
He had
Mike
fakes.
Pence is way too crazy.
You
for
don't
me.
know why he sucks. You just don't like him because he didn't fall in line
Mike
with
Pence
Trump.
is not LGBTQ supportive, and that I don't like that
And
at
you
all.
think Trump is?
He's a lot more than people give him credit.
Are you fucking shitting my dick?
I'm serious. There's
Okay,
a lot
what about
more.
Trump? Trump has so much criminality. You can't sit here and justify all the things that he's done on paper.
I can't justify all of them. No, I never said I could. I'm being honest. Of course, he's done bad things. Like every other person's done bad things in their life. I've done bad things. Doesn't define me as a person forever.
Oh my
I'd still
God,
vote
bro.
for him.
You got, dude. These are the things you tell yourself in your head to justify. As humans, we can justify anything, and this is what you're doing.
Yes.
These are the tropes. These are the rackets that you tell yourself to ease your own feelings. That's what you're doing. Listen to what you're saying. Yeah,
Can I
so
ask you
everybody else
something?
does this, and you just minimize to what he was doing as to holding on to pieces of paper he shouldn't have had. These are our secrets that kept some of our agents alive. That are a matter of national security. Things that told people about our nuclear capabilities. Things that talked about our war plans.
Well,
that would
of
have
course.
hinging the success of certain things we do in war.
Well, I think a lot of times people hold their nose because they really don't like the other candidate. I know for a fact that there's no way you were like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to vote for Biden, but you didn't want to vote for Trump. So like that's what we have in this country. We have two
No,
choices.
the thing is, most of the excitement that you guys have around Trump is scary. It's terrifying. It's when someone is that
Terrifying to who?
exciting, when someone is that excited to vote for a politician, it's a sign that something's wrong. These people
with
are
what? This
literally
country?
the most boring people in the world. They should be carrying out, they are servants for us. They should be carrying out the job of the presidency. They shouldn't be making you send them all of your money, taking a lien out on your house
haven't
so that
given him anything.
he can use it to fight his court battles, and you shouldn't be getting tattoos of his fucking face on you.
Well, again, a lot of, I guess, iconic candidates have a call to personality following
Yeah,
on
I
the
know.
left and right.
And
So,
that's
okay,
what
well, let me
I'm
ask you
pointing
this.
towards the fact that you guys do elect presidents on personality and vibe and not on policy.
Well, I do it on policy, and I
You
mean,
can't do it. You can't do it on policy. Policy hasn't been part of Trump's
Well, why don't
campaign
the
for the last 3
Democrats have a
election
Trumpy?
cycles.
Why don't the
Trump does not have any policy written down for the last 3 election cycles. You guys have not voted on policy.
well, why don't the Democrats have a Trumpy, cool kind of a guy run, and he'd probably
Somebody
win?
that says crazy shit like they're eating the cats and the dogs.
Well, he's just trolling with that. Everyone knows that.
No, he got
Come
30
on.
bombs.
You mean it's-
30 bomb threats were called in after he said that.
You mean to
People-
tell
there
me
was
when he said that you
legitimate
didn't laugh?
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. Yes, yeah, you definitely laughed.
You
when he said
laughed.
that. Of course, everyone, even Kamala laughed.
He was.
She was
yeah,
laughing.
She
Hillary
laughed because it was
laughing.
uncomfortable. Trump is.
Well, all right, maybe it was uncomfortable, but I've been following him for so long. As like, I mean, I don't know, man. You got to give him credit. He is hilarious with some stuff,
No,
and
it's
if it
not
scares
funny
you,
anymore.
if it's scary to you, then I don't want you to be scared, but you got to just
It's not
loosen
funny
up.
anymore. It's our lives and the economy is in his hands now, and you voted him off of a vibe that he was funny.
In a year and a half, the Democrats will win the House, and you'll probably destroy J.D. Vance. So there's nothing for you to worry about. J.D. Vance.
Trump is literally
I'm from
Steve
Ohio,
Bannon. You
okay?
just told me how impressionable Trump is with Steve Bannon. He's literally talked about finding avenues for Trump to run for a 3rd term.
Okay, if Trump ran again, he would lose. Everyone knows that. He was not. You really think he wants to lose again?
Are
He
you
couldn't
trying to
even
ease
accept
my
the first
feelings
time.
saying that Trump is a bad president
Yes.
now?
No, I'm trying to say I'm rational enough to know if Trump actually put himself back on the ballot, he would lose, and he would never do that to himself. He couldn't accept it the first time,
He's-
and then the January 6th happened. He's not going to want to lose. He's not going to do that. He's just trolling, and he's doing what he's been doing for the past 10 years.
Nobody
And if you
knows.
run against-
Nobody
if you
knows
run
what his
against JD
intentions are.
Okay.
It's sad that
If
you
you
have to
run
tell me
against
what his
JD
intentions are.
The only way that Trump would stay in power is if he literally just did martial law. He cannot win another election. That's how America works. Whoever wins, they ride the wave, and then it all comes crashing down. The other party wins the midterms, and then you never hear about the person again. People are freaking out for nothing. Seriously, for nothing. JD Vance can't win.
Shout out to Zachary. W. Zachary's in the chat. Thank you so much for the $40 to kick. Guest. God damn it. Yellow.
You mentioned Trump having documents, but what documents did he have? You have proof of what documents he had?
They don't let us see the classified documents he
So-
had. Only special
So
counsel
why
were
are
able to see
you
it.
assuming? What are you assuming? Why are you assuming he had something he shouldn't have?
In the indictments, the grand jury also confirmed that the evidence was very clear. He also had an audio
Grand jury-
recording. He had an audio recording showing a reporter classified documents saying they were classified, saying that he couldn't unclassify them now that he was president.
You don't know what he showed him. Again, he's trolling you guys, and you guys
He's
can't prove it.
trolling us.
Yeah, he had. You cannot prove what documents he had. Can you tell me one document? Can you prove they were top secret?
Do I know
documents?
what top secret documents he had?
Can you tell if he had one top secret document? You cannot prove that.
Okay,
because you've
Trump,
never seen
Trump,
it.
Trump
You have
even
never seen it.
Trump doesn't even deny the fact that he had classified documents. He's saying that he's allowed to
He
have
also
them.
didn't confirm he had it.
Okay, but
He
he's not.
didn't-
That wasn't his argument in court.
But
So
it
you're
doesn't
trying to
matter.
tell me
He
they didn't
confirmed or
exist,
denied
and
it.
I'm saying BS.
Prove it. I'm just asking you
Okay,
to prove it.
okay, all right. Well, I'll just play you the audio where he said he had them himself.
That's not proof. That's trolling. Prove no.
He's
you
not
prove,
trolling anybody. He's showing a
proof is seeing
reporter.
the evidence.
He's not
That's
trolling
not
anybody.
evidence.
He had an audience of 2 people. Who is he trolling?
You don't know what he showed him. You don't
He
even
said,
know.
"Look,
if he
this
showed
is a
him
classified
anything.
document."
He could have showed him a joke. No, that's untrue. No
The
one knows
reporter,
what he showed.
both of the reporters both said that yes, there were documents with classified markings on them.
They wouldn't know if they were classified documents just because they have classified documents.
When the
don't
former
make them
president,
classified.
Kid Rock also said that the former president showed him classified documents of South Korean or North Korean war plans.
That's not true. You can't prove that. Prove it.
I'll just play you the
I'm just
audio. You
asking
want me
you
to
to
play
prove
the
it.
audio?
No, that's not proof. It's all feelings. All you guys have is feelings.
Are you serious?
You
We
have
have
zero
literal
proof.
like 1,600-page indictments.
Does it say what kind of documents he had?
We're not allowed to see the classified
Exactly.
documents.
So why do you trust them?
Because NARA has no reason to lie. They're just a fucking
Oh.
library.
Yeah, okay. They didn't say it was top secret documents. They never confirmed
Yes, they did.
that. They did not.
Yes, they did. And
No,
some
they
of the
did not.
documents were SCI. Yes.
They've never
Top
they've never-
secret.
No, that you don't. You have zero.
Dude,
proof,
the level
zero
of denial that you're giving me is insane. I'm not buying it. No one buys that, dude.
No, you guys believe anything against him. That's why I'm
You guys
against
just
you.
disbelieve everything against him. That's what you guys do. You don't even look at any of the evidence. Do you know
Because
anything
you
about
guys are
any of his
dishonest.
indictments? Do you know about any of his indictments?
Do you think a 2-year-old was deported yesterday?
Yes.
No, it wasn't. The mother was deported and decided to take the child. That's
Did the
truth.
father
You guys-
petition? You're lying, Tom, because the father petitioned for the child to stay. Did you know that?
The mom did, but you guys lie and say it was a 2-year-old getting deported. It was the mother.
Okay, so you're telling me
He
due to
chose
Trump's
to take him.
actions, so you're telling me that due to Trump's actions, a 2-year-old did not leave the country forcibly.
Correct. It was the mother's doing. Correct.
No, it was the parents were petitioning for the child to stay.
The mother was not.
Okay,
You're
and
a
the father
liar.
was.
The mother won. She took the kid.
There was
That's
no
what I'm
case,
saying.
there was no hearing, there was no due process. That's what we're upset about.
There was due process. She had
No,
a
there wasn't.
deportation order. You guys just lie.
Tom,
it was no 2-year-old
You're the one telling me
deported.
that there were no classified documents when literally every department and every intelligence agency agrees that there was, besides Trump and y'all.
No, that's also a lie. Prove that right now. Prove every single
Okay.
department said that.
Okay.
Prove it right now.
What do you want? Do you just want the indictment? I got the indictment for you.
No, the indictment isn't anything. The indictment was dropped. No
The
proof.
indictment was dropped because Eileen Cannon said that Jack Smith was unduly elected.
Okay, not so it wasn't. So there's no evidence. Just prove it.
What do you mean there's
I'm
no
just asking you
evidence?
guys to
There's
prove it.
literally enough evidence that
You
convinced a
guys
grand
haven't
jury.
proven shit.
Tom, you're very desperate here. Like I
I'm not
feel like this is
desperate.
how you justify this in your head, but he did have
No.
classified documents.
I don't know if he did or not.
You don't know if he did. What level of evidence you got? Let me guess. You're Christian too, right?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Are you religious?
Nice try though. Nice try.
Okay.
Nice try though. I see where you're going, but no, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm atheist as can be.
Okay. Do you think Trump is a good businessman?
I think he's a fantastic businessman if he's worth that $8 billion.
Yeah, well, that half of that's from doing a fucking a meme coin and doing a rug pull on it.
Prove that half of it's from that.
Prove that
cannot
half of
prove-
it's
you
from
guys
doing
think-
a meme pull, a rug pull on a meme coin.
Yeah, tell me that's over half. Half of his
Okay.
wealth is from that.
Mm,
And you're gonna say he's not
stop
a good
smacking my ear,
businessman?
bro. Kill me.
Sorry, I'm eating Skittles. I live in Las Vegas. There's 2
Yeah,
casinos.
6.2 million.
What?
6.2 million is what he made off the meme coin.
He's worth 8.4 billion.
I'm sorry, billion. 6.2 billion.
No, that's not true.
Uh,
There's 2
Right here.
casinos. You think he's a bad businessman because he had a bankruptcy at a casino? Look at
I think he's a
Resorts
bit. He's a bad businessman because I know his entire business history leading up to The Apprentice, and it was literally the thing that bailed him out. And he had a bank giving him a $500,000 allowance a month because he was hemorrhaging money. That's why.
And he paid it back. Who cares? They paid it back. Everything he's paid back all his loans. Come on. Again,
He's lied about his worth on paper.
He's not. It's his worth is $8.4 billion.
He's lied about his worth on paper. He's a private individual. No one knows what his worth is. Only him, and he's lied about it time and
So
time
you
again, and
feel
that was
he's
proven in
lying.
court in New York.
See, there's the thing. You think he's lying about everything, and
It was
I
proven
think
that he
you're
lied.
lying about everything.
Let me ask you something. Do you know that anything about his fraud case in New York?
What are you talking about specifically?
The one where he lied about his statements of finance.
You talk about the one where the judge was an idiot and thought Mar-a-Lago was not worth what it was.
No, I'm talking
Even
about
though it was.
that one that you're citing is the one where Trump cited that his apartment that was 11,000 square feet was 30,000 square feet in New York. Is that lying?
Did he do it or did someone else do it? Did
Oh,
he
okay,
did he
there
fill
you
out that
go.
paperwork?
There you go.
Did he fill out the paperwork?
Dude, he's been doing it for decades.
Did he fill it out?
had
So
he
does
had
his
that.
own taxes?
There was another property that he had that
just not
he had
smart,
an
man.
appraiser come out and appraise it at $5 million. Hold
you
on,
believe-
and then he had someone else come in and he said, "How about $13 million?" And then he had someone come out and he said, "How about $162 million?" And that's what he went with. That's what he put on paper. He literally
Who
just
cares?
makes shit up
Not
and he
illegal.
puts it on his. That's not
It's
even.
not illegal.
Okay.
No, because you have to get third-party appraiser or a bank appraise it. You just like he can.
Oh yeah,
do no
I'm totally
right.
full. I that's
He can
totally
do-
kosher. You're right.
He can do no right to you guys, and you think he can do no wrong, but he does plenty wrong. I just love it because you guys constantly lie. But anyways,
We
thanks for
constantly
that.
lie.
Thanks for the time. Always a pleasure.
These people are real, chap. These things are on court documents. He smelt the blood. He smelt the blood that I knew. I know what I'm talking about. Yellow. El Jefe. Some soothing music in the background. Yellow.
Hello.
Are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
What do you like about Trump?
What isn't there not to like about Trump?
I don't, just about everything down to his character, but I think his economic policy is really bad.
Really bad. You mean doing the same thing other countries have been doing to us for 50 plus years, and now all of a sudden it's bad?
That's
If it's so bad, why?
He's
If
not.
it's so bad, why are countries still doing it to us?
He's not doing. We're doing way more than what countries are doing to us.
No, actually, they're doing that in certain cases, but most cases they're doing reciprocal tariffs, which means they're
There's
doing
not
the
a single
same.
country that has 100% blanket tariffs on us. Name one.
No, they're doing reciprocal tariffs on items that they're already tariffing us
No,
on.
he's doing 100% blanket tariffs, 10% blanket tariffs, 20% blanket tariffs, and 250% blanket tariffs on China.
Yeah, oh man, that's so terrible. Everybody is so against the 250% tariffs on China.
We are.
Yep. So you're supportive of their slave labor, huh? You're supportive of
Can you prove they have slave labor?
You're supportive of them also genociding Muslims too. You know, like
We've done plenty of bad stuff too. Are you all of a sudden you don't want to trade with them?
no, not when they cheat, steal, and steal all of our IP data. Yeah, no, I don't. They can either show up and act responsibly, or they're going to lose their economy. They will lose that country, guarantee. We were the biggest pants in the relationship. What do you not understand about that?
We're 13% of their trade, bro. We're not going to make a dent in it.
We're not, huh? Okay.
No. What are you talking about?
We were the biggest pants in every relationship in trade, every single one of them. And you're acting like, oh no, if we do that, we're going to lose.
We are going to go out of business.
Actually, we're
going into a recession for this. It's not going to fix child labor. It's not going to fix any of those things you're talking about. It's just going to fuck us over. It's going to hurt our economy.
We're heading into a recession. What's the indicators that we're heading into a recession?
Well, the Atlanta Fed has projected us to have a negative 3.7 GDP decline.
That's not a recession.
Yes.
Can we change the definition like we did under Biden too? So we can just make it so it doesn't appear that we have a recession, but we deny it
in 2 quarters, it'll be officially a recession.
Let's get to specifics here. Yes. Okay. Let's make sure we have 2 quarters of negative growth, and then we also don't mess with the numbers like Biden did.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah. No. Let's not do that.
That's why they had numbers. How did Biden mess with numbers?
You know? That's why they had to do massive job corrections down the line, because they overstated them so they could look good for election.
You're about to look silly right now. You want me to tell you why?
Okay. Go ahead.
Did Trump have job correction on his numbers? Did he have a correction on his numbers? And by what percent
how long has he been in office? How long has he been in office for again?
He had a 4-year term already.
Remy, how long has he been in office for? 100 days?
100 days now.
100 days, right?
But he's had corrections on his job numbers his last administration, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it was similar to what Biden had?
No, because you had radical things happening like COVID in the country.
It was literally very similar. Let's
compare apples.
It was like a 500,000 job correction.
Hey, are you going to tell me about due process too? Because that seems to be a nice little trick you guys like to pull up now when it's convenient. Oh, I'm not pivoting at all. I'm just saying you're pivoting right now when you're trying to deflect from Biden saying he correct his numbers and trying to say it's apples to apples at the same time. Let's compare.
You guys were tricked
with massive job numbers changes and compare it to what's going on with Biden with a stabilized
literally the correction.
economy.
The correction was about the same. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we can drop that point. What else do you want to bring up then?
I don't know, but I feel like you need to calm down just a little bit.
You want to talk about tariffs? You want to talk about what Canada has done to our timber industry? How they've put them out of business because of them cheating? But yet we're supposed to feel bad.
They're cheating by having good wood?
No, they're cheating by subsidizing their lumber to make it cheaper than American-made lumber. Or are you not aware of this?
Do you know we can subsidize things too, and Republicans just hate doing that.
No, you shouldn't subsidize anything. That's bad trade practice, and Boeing did that, and they almost lost. They had almost tariffs thrown on them
so
from Europe.
So I guess we should stop subsidizing Elon $8 million a day. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I think we should too.
Yeah, well,
I think we should stop subsidizing all green power. I think we should all subsidizing all green power. It's a joke. It would not stand on its own. It's a joke. It would not stand on its own. It's a scam.
We have a country that stood on its own with green power for 2 full weeks at this point.
According to what, dude? Like, if you're believing that, you really need to get some more education on some things. If you think our country ran on green power for 2 weeks.
Not our country, a different country.
Oh, a different one. Okay, please tell me. Enlighten me. I love to hear this.
Let me look it up. Portugal, 100% renewables, 6 days in a row. First customer 6 to 8 days. 100%
What are they
renewable.
powering? What's the renewables that they're powering it with?
Let's see. On only renewable for 6 days. World Economic Forum says this. Leading force in renewable energy. Portugal stands as European frontrunner. In initiatives in 2016, the country established its ambitious net zero by 2050 target, 3 years ahead of most other EU nations. Portugal also closed down its last coal plant in 2021. Trump loves coal. 9 years ahead of its target in 2030, with the commitment of phasing out gas plants by 2040. Portugal is paving the way for carbon neutrality as early as 2045. So it seems like we're behind because people like you are crazy weirdos and don't believe in renewable energies for probably no reason at all.
I run off facts, dude. Why don't you tell me how much emissions a natural gas plant puts out versus every other technology out there? Let's see who knows what they're talking about, buddy.
You go ahead and tell me. I don't know these facts.
You don't know these. Why are you even debating on it then? If you don't know what you're talking about,
you're going to sit here and talk. You're going to start to tell me
right
that out of the 80,000 research papers and the consensus that we have man-made climate change and the fact that we are investing into renewable energies to combat this, your party doesn't believe in man-made climate change.
You're pivoting. You just got your ass kicked on natural gas power, dude.
Dude, you're pivoting. Politics. You're going to have to quiet down. Politics can lead into all sorts of conversations. And just because I don't know much about carbon emissions doesn't mean I'm not able to have these conversations.
I'm not saying anything on climate change. You brought that up. That's why I'm calling you out on pivoting.
Well, carbon emissions have a lot to do with climate change, my friend. That's why we're doing half of this.
If you're trying to reduce carbon emissions, your best bet is natural gas power plants right now, dude. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, tell me why.
Why? Okay, you know natural gas is clean enough you can burn it in your home, right? With the windows closed.
Okay.
You know that, right? Yes, it puts out CO2, but it's like saying X-rays put off radiation.
Yeah, natural gas emits carbon when burns, contributing to greenhouse gas emissions and climate change.
Oh, yeah, but let's leave out the intensity of it. Let's leave that off because that would actually might make some sense there.
It does produce less than other fossil fuels, but it's still. I'm gonna guess it makes more than solar, wind, hydro, nuclear.
Nope. Not even close. Nowhere close to those guys. Your manufacturing of those is massive. The carbon emissions it takes to make solar. You know how to make solar, by the way?
I'm guessing they need to mine for natural resources. Yeah.
Well, they got to mine for it. Then they got to melt it down. And that melting process is about 100 megawatt plants that do it. Where do you think that power is coming from that causes that melt? It's not right now. One of the big ones in the U.S. is coming from hydro. But that hydro
solar power emits significantly fewer carbon emissions than natural gas power generation, particularly when considering the full life cycle of the energy source. You're wrong.
Okay, you think you have enough? Resources to power this country on solar?
Okay, so now you're just saying there's not enough solar?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying you think you have enough resources to power this country on solar. Because we like to always throw out there how much oil life we have left, how many oil reserves years we have left, but we'll not throw out how much nickel we have left in this world or how much lithium we have.
And you're just talking about now we don't have enough solar.
No, it's a religious belief that, if you catch solar, you have no clue what you're talking about.
Adam,
solar is the most expensive alternative we have out there.
You literally just 180 on your stance because I looked it up and Googled it, and it took me 5 seconds to know you were fucking spewing complete bullshit saying that
I'm not.
solar.
How many years? Many years, dude? Look it up. How many years does it take? Do you have to run a solar panel before you offset the carbon emissions?
I'm gonna guess that every solar panel in existence almost has a life long enough to do it. Am I wrong?
You're wrong because you can't use solar everywhere. What do you think? Solar is going to work in Seattle?
Okay, I'm not saying that you can use solar everywhere. I'm saying every solar in existence has a lifespan long enough to have a positive trade-off.
There's things that impact the life of a solar panel that you can't control. And that can be manufacturing defects. That can be the environment that exposes to them.
All right, we're reaching now.
Okay, we're reaching, okay. But you're trying to say the most expensive power source out there is what we should be using.
Solar power is a much cleaner and more sustainable energy source than natural gas, particularly when considering the full life cycle of each energy source. Dog, I don't know. Your problem was with science, not me.
You know, natural gas is a natural like byproduct of oil production, right?
Your problem was with science. I don't know why you're pivoting again.
No, I'm not pivoting again. I'm informing you of things you clearly don't understand. You're trying to sit there and say, hey, let's just release the natural gas into the air, even though we're going to keep producing oil because there's no alternative for it right now. You can think there is. You can't run a tractor in a farm field on a battery.
Nobody's trying to go around taking away your high torque machines and replacing all of them with solar, but it does still stand that we can replace everyday vehicles, every single one of them, to be 90% efficient rather than fucking 20% efficient. No matter how nostalgic and how much you fucking love internal combustion engines, it makes no sense, dude.
Do you even know where the carbon emissions are coming from? Like the biggest chunk of carbon emissions? No. You think they're coming from cars, though? If you think they're coming from cars, you really don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about making energy and using it efficiently. I wasn't even talking about carbon emissions right there.
Okay, you can. That's fine. You want to make something more efficient. Just because something's more efficient doesn't make it functional, though.
Well, we're making the power we do harness go 3 times further, and you guys are against it. No,
I'm not against it. I'm for the market letting it play out. Remove the subsidies. Did I not just say that like 10 minutes ago?
Remove the subsidies, but also do tariffs, which completely fuck over the market.
No, they don't. They bring back what should be coming back to the U.S.
It's not going to bring back jobs.
Wait. Are we going to pretend? Let's do this again. Let's play this game. The Democrats will say that when the market is changing, those are only rich people. But when Trump's in power and the market goes down about the same amount it was.
Big shout out, Melanie with 2 N's. Thank you for the $40 to kick. The guy, dude. Whoever you are, if you're still listening, go to your doctor, get your cortisol levels checked out, bro. Get your fucking cortisol levels checked out. You're literally like anxiety incarnate. Jesus Jones, dude.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to.
You're good. I got you. Dude, literally, why did I kick him? Because I got paid to kick. WW Melanie, thank you so much. Holy fuck, man. Yellow?
Hello?
Yellow, are you a Trump supporter?
No. I just had a question.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's a question regarding the the UNF America tour thing. So the biggest thing that I've been thinking about it lately, and I feel like everybody there has good intentions, and I want to believe that everybody was doing the right thing there. But can you say in all honesty that if they weren't called out, if anybody would have come forward?
So I have nothing to say about any of this. I literally just met these creators, and I met them briefly for 3 days. I have already separated myself and distanced myself from Unfuck America and from National Ground Game. Everyone has been stuck on this drama for over a week, and all of it has to do with some microaggressions that were made by one person. And I feel like we literally are watching the United States burn to the ground, and this is all some people can focus on. And I think that's fucking dumb. I think you guys need to get over it. Yellow.
How's it going, man?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir.
What do you like about Trump?
Well, I like a couple things about Trump, but one thing I just wanted to say is I think it's, kind of emblematic that, and I'm not even, this isn't even like a dig or anything. I actually like. I think I've been up on your live a few times, you know, like in the past, and like totally, I respect you. You're, you know, respectful, all that. Like, but I think it's like funny that you know you guys went on this tour and this thing that was supposed to, you know, raise awareness for your movement and whatnot, and it just ends up with, you know, not necessarily you guys, but the people that follow you imploding and just chaos, and you guys are freaking out over, like you said, microaggressions. We can all agree are probably are wrong and should be addressed and, you know, handled in an appropriate way. But the fact that you guys go out and set out on a mission to, like, you know, do good for your movement and progress your movement, and it just ends up imploding on itself.
I think it
I'm
shows that we
so
have
I just
integrity. I think it shows that we can criticize ourselves and distance ourselves from harmful behaviors. And when it doesn't happen on your side, I'm sure it looks strange. So, like, if Trump was accused of sexual abuse, that would have been the end of anybody's, like, any normal person's political career, and it wasn't. And I think that's even worse. I think it's very sad.
that's a huge stretch. My point was the idea of that your party is scattered. There's no real
There's no
backbone to it.
tribalism. There's no
No,
cultish
there's just
following.
there's no actual like beliefs. It's just like say whatever the hell you want and everyone's got to agree with it. And like if you don't dox and cancel this girl who had microaggressions, and I watched the clip, like, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and saying there were definitely parts where like
Guys, this is the last thing I want to talk about. Literally couldn't care less. Literally couldn't care. If this keeps going on for days, I don't know what I'm going to do. Could not care less. I want to go back to debating. Nobody wants to hear about this stuff anymore. Nobody wants to hear someone else chew on it. I don't need to give MAGA any more ammunition to come up here and yap. I think it's silly. I think it's horrible. We literally have Trump and Elon fighting, and you guys are focused on us. Thank you for the puppy kisses.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Are you against Trump?
Why am I against Trump?
Yeah, are you against Trump?
Are you using a voice changer?
No, I'm not. I promise I'm not.
I think Trump's economic policy is incoherent. I think he's a horrible leader.
Well, I would actually disagree with you. I'll name you a few things. So number one, he brought back freedom of speech. Number
Rabbit Sir, thank you
two,
so much. He brought back freedom of speech. How did he do that?
yeah, so like when you're on Twitter and you couldn't say whatever you wanted to and they would just boot you, Trump said, this has got to stop, and he saved us.
Okay, well, what about Trump writing executive orders threatening to pull money from Harvard for exercising their freedom of speech?
Well, Harvard was like doing like racist DEI programs, so I
Isn't
don't
that
see a
their right
problem.
as a private college?
Not if it's racist. Well, how is the AI good?
Nobody thinks that nobody should be able to, no one person should be able to go to a private college or a private corporation, especially the government, and tell them how to do the things they're doing. Right?
Well,
You guys got rid of all sorts of programs like what's it called? God damn it. Uh ugh. Motherfucker. Yeah, especially Harvard. Jesus Christ. DEI is not racist either. You guys are insane. Affirmative action.
what? Wait. What do you think about affirmative action?
I honestly, I think that if implemented correctly, DEI programs have been proven to increase productivity and efficiency all across the board. There's studies that show it, Harvard, Forbes. There's multiple studies that show that it is effective when done right.
Right, but all these racist programs like DEI is basically saying, if you're black, if you're this, then you automatically get the position. And I just think that's wrong.
Well, let's stick let's stick to the First Amendment thing too. Do you think Trump is a champion of the First Amendment when he sues news stations?
Where did he do that? Can you give me proof of where he did that?
Yeah, and he also sued a pollster.
It was probably extremely, extremely biased and rigged against him. That's why he sued him.
Shouldn't that be allowed?
Unfairly? No, no.
That shouldn't be allowed, free speech, except for when it hurts Trump?
No, because I think you have to, be careful about defamation and all that.
Well, you can sue someone for libel, but Trump is tying these people up in the courts so much so that they just have to settle outside of court. He's suing 60 Minutes. He's suing ABC, Simon and Schuster, and CNN for the big lie defamation. When Trump has not proved in any way, shape, or form that the election was stolen.
Wait, but did they defame him though? Yes or no?
When they said that he was held liable for rape, the judge did come out and say that after the case. So I believe that is correct.
So he does have a right to, sue these news outlets because they're just defaming him. You can't just spread misinformation about people if you don't know if it's true.
No, he was held liable for sexual abuse, right?
Oh, but did they? But they're defaming him because they're just making him look like making all this stuff up, and it's just not good.
What did they make up?
That he's just a bad president. And that he just doesn't care about this country when
Well,
he literally gave up his businesses to become the president of the United States.
he's become nothing but richer as president.
Wait, but don't the salaries get lower though? How is he getting richer?
You saying he's not taking a salary?
No, but the salary wasn't as much as what he was making prior. So how is he making money?
He's not even taking the salary, but he's making money to the tune of millions when he goes and travels to his own golf courses and golfs 200 times in one administration. I believe he got almost $200 million from doing that and taking all of the Secret Service to Mar-a-Lago multiple times, charging them for $7 water, charging them for the highest luxury rooms, and basically golfing. I believe it was a fourth of his presidency or a fifth of his presidency. He's spent a third of his presidency so far in the first 100 days golfing. That's a fact.
Wait, what? Golf? But doesn't a man need to relax? Like, why are you bashing him for just relaxing?
1/3 of the days that he's president, he's golfing.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this: Do you spend your days gaming?
No.
You don't?
No.
What percent, if you had to guess?
I probably game once a month.
No, I saw you gaming the other day. Don't be lying to me.
I literally game once a month.
Right, but the thing is, like, he's an old person, he needs to relax, and I just feel that like you're just putting so much pressure on him for literally just trying to take care of his own mental health, just trying to, sit back, relax. He's a 78-year-old. I
Dog,
forget how old he is.
he's got a racket where he gets free money from the government to golf.
But wait, that's not true. Wait, I mean, kind of. But the thing is, you have to realize is that he's also bringing in more money into this country.
No, he's not. What? We're in a recession. We're going into a recession. Negative 3.7 GDP.
But the markets always fluctuate, so it's just,
No, we were projected to have like a 4% growth in GDP. Now it's 3.7 negative. Because of his tariffs.
No, wait, but no, I saw the other day the stock markets were up, were they not?
They're not up from when he entered, no.
No, but I saw they skyrocketed that like about a month ago.
No. They're still not up. No, we're still in the 40,000s. I think the highest it was ever like 44.
but okay, but you have to remember that that he's doing this as a short term, you know. In the long term, he's gonna be able to reshore manufacturing, and then
That's
he's
not
gonna
going to
be
happen
able to.
either. Nobody
How is it
reshoring
not?
manufacturing is not going to happen because our dollar is worth more than the Chinese yuan, and also our real estate's worth more. So the standard of living and the cost of labor is much higher than China. So any product that we produce here in the United States is going to be so much more expensive than what it costs China to make. Therefore, the rest of the world will continue to buy it from China while we're sitting here circle jerking with it and maybe selling it to ourselves. Nobody's going to have successful business here in the United
But
States.
the thing is, you have to be self-sufficient. You have to, you know, be able to
Okay, but
rely
that
on
doesn't make our
yourselves.
economy better. It makes it worse and very inefficient. Trying to be
What?
self-sufficient and doing protectionism and doing isolationism is going to slow down our economy like a motherfucker. It is not going to make us richer.
Wait, but it does though, because if you look at like what countries have high tariffs? Can you name me one country that has higher tariffs on other countries?
I literally don't know.
All right, so communist countries, right? These nationalist countries back in the day, they tariffed other countries, and they ended up, you know, being very successful.
No, they don't. What? How
And
long ago was
but
it? Before the world was developed economically? Before
no,
we
it was one of the.
industrialized?
Do you know that communism incorporates nationalism and protectionism? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I know, but name one country today that is besides North Korea that is completely isolationist and reliant on itself.
Soviet Union was.
What?
The Soviet Union was relying on itself.
Okay, but they're not anymore, and they're extremely poor. That Russia is completely fucked and almost bankrupt.
But okay, but you have to remember that. Have you seen that we have such like we're getting ripped off from like Canada and all these other
We
countries?
are
It's
not
just
getting ripped off by Canada. That's the dumbest take ever.
we're getting our money stolen from us. What are you talking about?
What are
If you,
you talking about? We
let me
literally
explain.
we
Wait,
have
no.
we have a trade deficit with Canada because we're a country of 350 million and Canada's like 45 million. And we would still, honestly, we have a trade surplus if we didn't buy so much oil from them. We buy so much oil, it's insane. That's why. And it's
Why
not
don't we
us
just
getting ripped off. That's us being able to buy oil and sell it for 3 times more when we're done refining it.
wait? But why can't we just develop our own oil though?
We're developing more oil than Trump ever did before he left office, before he got back in.
Then why don't we just use the oil then?
Because as a country, we fucking use 20 million barrels a day and we only produce 13 million.
Okay, so why can't we just what's your idea of making the gas prices cheaper? Because they're way too low
They
right now.
don't they don't need to be any cheaper. The gas prices are fine within reason.
Yeah,
Gas
but
has
then
to
it's
be
gonna
about
be,
$70 a barrel for companies to make a profit. If it goes any lower, mom and pop and small companies go out of business.
and that's gonna help with the green energy, right? When you're gonna eliminate fossil fuel.
No, having alternatives to fossil fuels allows us to compete and allows fossil fuel prices to be driven down because they have to compete with other types of energy.
No, but California is literally trying to outlaw fossil fuel by like 10 years.
Yeah, for cars, not for everything.
I mean, that's gonna be expensive for the cars, no?
No, China's making $13,000 electric vehicles that are better than ours.
We tariff them to protect American manufacturing. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, but we can eventually get there. We're just not as industrialized, and we should probably subsidize and give
What's a
subsidy.
subsidy? What's a subsidy? What's that?
We should give tax benefits to corporations that invest in green energy and green cars, EVs.
Uh, how are we gonna pay for that? Are we gonna tax the poor or what?
You know, it probably costs a lot less than the $7 trillion Trump robbed everybody of doing his tariffs. Probably costs a lot less than all those businesses going out of business because these shelves are going to be barren in like 2 weeks.
But that's not true though, because I think you're missing the point where, as a country, we have to be able to have this idea that we are our own island. We are our own. We have to close the borders. We have to nationalize everything. And
You're
and
falling for
endorse.
this talk about how we need to like rely on ourselves and be nationalistic, and we need to be this like we need to like we have nativism, you know, like shun people from the outside, have our own culture, have our own language. These are all like fascist rhetoric talking points that are very easily bought into, but they don't make sense. They're dumb. They don't work. It's just for Trump to get your votes. It's not real. It's not good.
Oh,
It's not
but
helpful.
it's and Trump did it in his first term though. He was planning on doing it, but Biden reversed it.
Reverse what?
The tariffs.
Biden did not reverse his tariffs.
Wait.
Not all
Oh,
of
now
them.
so you wait. So why do you keep them then if they're so bad?
So, we were already in a trade war. We did 3 rounds of trade war with China, and what we did was we gave China a goal to hit with trading so that we weren't in such a trade deficit with them. And Biden decided not to fuck with the trade deals and allow China to try to hit it.
And was that a good decision?
Sure. Yeah, I think that we should stop giving people uncertainties in the market so that they can actually invest in the stock market or invest in manufacturing if they so want to. But the way Trump is fucking around with tariffs, nobody knows what to do. Everybody's wondering what the fuck is going to happen with these tariffs. Even if they change tomorrow, if Trump says we're going to keep them tomorrow, we still don't know if that's even true because they're just executive order tariffs. They're not passed by Congress. They're not there to stay. The next president who comes into
Well, they
power
don't
is
need
just
to be
going to rip
passed
them
by
up.
Congress though.
Yeah,
They don't need
because
to be
Trump is
passed by Congress.
invoking wartime law.
And is that a problem?
Yeah, well, it's what authoritarians do unilaterally.
I mean, if it's effective, then what's the problem
I
with
just
it?
told you how it's not effective.
I think you're just missing the point where tariffs just they're ultimately the end goal is to we need to be ourselves. And you can't just let all these liberal communist influencers into our country like Canada with their
What?
universal healthcare system. Do you
What are you
think
talking
Canadians
about?
like universal? You think you do you think Canadians like universal healthcare? Let's be real. They don't.
If they could see the math and the data, they would want it. Did you know that Canada has a 4-year longer life expectancy than here in the United States because they have such good healthcare?
Oh no, maybe you won't be able to live if you're waiting 5 years on the hospital wait list.
Yeah, I've been waiting 13 years to see a doctor because I don't have any medical care, and there's a lot of us. There's 40
Well, how
million
many? Wait,
uninsured
wait,
people in America.
wait. That's not even true. I don't think that stats real. That I think it's 99% of Americans are insured.
You think 99% of Americans are insured?
Yeah, they have insurance.
Who told you that?
Well, just I just did my own research. You can search it up. It's real. 99% of Americans are insured. And so this problem that you're describing that, oh, they're not gonna have all this insurance, well, it's
It's
not true
actually
because
92%. Private health insurance,
oh,
65. I was thinking 40 million Americans would be taken off of healthcare if Trump were to do away with the ACA. That's what I was thinking of.
well, I mean, I don't know. Is it better to have a slow healthcare system?
Yes, because preventative care and because it's cheaper. So when we talk about universal healthcare, we talk about the outcomes versus the cost. And most countries pay about half of what we pay and have better outcomes. So while there might be wait times for certain like elective procedures, it's vastly better for the majority of people, and we don't need such insane like needs in healthcare when we do preventative healthcare, which is free when we do health universal.
Why can't we just deregulate the company so that they can function better?
Deregulation does not do anything. It will probably make consumer protections go away. It will probably make the practices less safe. I don't think that that's something that's going to decrease. It probably deregulations will probably allow them to charge more, to be honest. And all we're looking at is you're fighting for the fact that greedy billionaire can stand in between people and the healthcare they need when we should be able to be single
Well,
payer healthcare nation.
oh no. Well, if I don't know if you noticed from history, but billionaires and millionaires are the job creators. So I don't know where you're going with this about how they don't care about us. They do. They create the
You know
jobs.
who else creates jobs? Poor people. You know who works those
Wait,
jobs?
who?
Poor
Wait, wait,
people.
wait, 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 wait. Who runs the businesses? Rich people. Who creates the
No,
jobs? Rich people.
people create jobs all the time when they're poor. You get a loan, you be an entrepreneur. We need more of that than we need to hoard wealth at the top. A lot of these people do not make more jobs when they have more money. I think that's a dumb idea. That's not true. It's a lie. And there's nothing that proves that. The logic is
So are you
completely
saying
wrong.
are you saying that rich people like they occupy the jobs? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that tax incentives and giving people more money at the top does not make more jobs.
But it does though.
No, it
Jeff
doesn't.
Bezos, Amazon, they hire millions of people.
Jeff Bezos, wasn't he poor at one point?
Yeah, and he became rich and he became productive.
Don't you want more of that than just giving Bezos more money? He already has enough money in the world to do whatever the fuck he wants to and make however many jobs he possibly can. He doesn't need more. He's buying
Okay, yeah,
yachts.
that's why. Yeah, I agree, and that's why we need to encourage entrepreneurship.
Okay,
You know,
that's what I was talking about. Yes, people in the bottom
no, but
also create jobs.
you're criminalizing Jeff Bezos and you're saying how bad he is, but I'm
He
saying
is.
that
There shouldn't be
he
somebody as
could.
rich as Jeff Bezos because it creates a higher ceiling of wealth, making our wealth less relevant.
That's not true. Last time I checked, who's delivering my clothes? It's Jeff Bezos. Who's making the GDP go up? Who's making the GDP go up? It's the rich people.
If more people were competing, if Jeff Bezos didn't exist and it was a bunch of medium and small sized businesses, I bet you the GDP would be just fine.
No, what? No, no, no.
Yes,
That's
yes,
not the
yes.
case.
What do you mean that's not the
Wow.
case?
Saying that they would just replace the big businesses?
Yes.
Then
Jeff Bezos
okay,
has
then
put people out of business.
okay, have you seen places like poor places like Southeast Asia where they have small markets, communist socialist small markets where everything is, small. There's no incentive to grow your business. It's all these local shops and communism or
Nobody's arguing for
socialism.
communism in this
Well,
argument. Nobody's arguing for it.
I'm addressing your point. You said the small businesses would just take up the room of the big businesses. But if you look at countries where there's no big businesses, it's
You're
just
just
small
talking about
businesses,
businesses. You're talking about countries that lack infrastructure and healthy economies.
which is what the Democrats want, the left wing, what they
The
want.
Democrats are the ones who passed the infrastructure bill. We're the ones who spend money on this
No,
nation.
no, I'm saying that they want to regulate the hell out of the businesses so that the businesses can't breathe. They have no room to
I
grow.
promise you, Jeff Bezos is doing just fine. He's just fine. He's
Now I'm
created
talking about
as
the
many
small
jobs as he
businesses.
possibly can.
I'm talking about the
Giving him
small
more money will
businesses.
not create any more jobs.
I'm talking about the small businesses because you're arguing for the small businesses. And I said, why
Yeah,
are the Democrats regulating the hell out of small businesses, raising the corporate tax rate, uh, that literally like disincentivizes businesses to grow? Do you
it
disagree
doesn't
with that? Do you think,
that doesn't
ow,
disincentivize businesses to
ow,
grow.
ow?
That's nonsensical.
So when you raise the corporate tax rate, they have to pay more, so they have less money to invest.
Now, every
It's just
dollar you
common
want to
sense.
invest in your own business is already tax deductible.
Doesn't matter. They still wanted to raise the
Yeah,
tax
yeah.
rate. I don't know what
I
you're
just
talking
proved you
about.
wrong though, so it does matter. And even if we had a
No, it
50%
doesn't.
tax rate, every single dollar you want to invest in your own business would be tax reducible, which made people back in the day invest more into their businesses than they do now.
So you wanna tax people even more? Is that what I'm
Yes.
saying? Oh my gosh. So let me get this straight. So you want higher taxes on the corporations, and you want do you support higher taxes on the billionaires as well?
Yes.
Do you support an unrealized capital gains tax that Kamala Harris wanted?
Yes. Yes.
Unrealized. Oh, so you want to mess with the markets then?
You mean like what Trump's doing? Do you
No, I'm
think it
talking
would
about
have messed
Kamala
with the
Harris.
market to the degree that
I was talking,
Trump's doing?
we're talking about Kamala Harris. We're talking
No,
about
I'm
Kamala
talking.
Harris.
You're sitting here worried about the stock market and manipulating the stock market. Trump has literally done that. Trump has done it in such a worse way than Kamala ever
Okay,
would have.
wait,
This is not a valid complaint anymore. You can't pull this up. You can't bring this up.
Pickles. Let me give you the benefit of the doubt. Let me say, okay, fine. Trump is messing with the markets, right? Under Kamala Harris, she would have implemented the unrealized capital gains tax, which would have messed with all the markets. So you can't. So why would you support that?
Okay, Trump is doing that to a much higher degree.
Okay.
If Kamala put a 25% tax on things, it would have had a smaller impact than
Unrealized
200%
gains.
tax on shit.
Unrealized gains.
I know.
You agree with that?
Yes.
You think messing with the markets is fine?
You like Trump's doing?
I said I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he is, maybe he's not.
He's doing it at a much worse degree than Kamala's 25% unrealized gain tax. Period.
Okay, and that's why I said I gave you the benefit of doubt. But you advocated for Kamala Harris, did you not?
Yes.
And she would have messed with the markets, but you're complaining about messing with the markets. But I'm saying
I am okay with someone stock dipping for half a second to pay back the debt of this nation, rather than Trump gutting entire federal agencies and hundreds of thousands of people losing their jobs or millions of people dying overseas. I am way for some rich people who take loans out against their own wealth and don't ever pay taxes on them.
You're watering down her whole plan. Okay, so you're just saying, oh, it would have dipped for a little bit, but guess what? That unrealized capital gains tax, it would have made investors sell quickly. It would have messed with the liquidity of the markets.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you cared about the markets, huh?
Yeah.
You don't care about the markets.
It would have done it at the beginning, and then they would have rode out. What Trump is doing is creating constant uncertainty.
Explain that.
Because the law changed, people would have seen the tax law coming, and they'd be boom. They would pull their money out of the stock market, right? That's what you're worried about.
Yeah, because they would have to
sell. And then it would have eventually calmed, right?
No, because she's still taxing the things that you're putting into the stock market. You're still gonna have to sell at the end of the year when you pay your taxes.
What you're saying is you're okay with billionaires taking out loans. Holy shit. Hear me out. We bring back lobotomies. Hold on. Lindsay with $100 donation. Hear me out. We bring back lobotomies, but you have to be MAGA to get one. Maybe if we market them exclusivity, they will feel like the chosen ones had flocked to get one. Liberal Destroyer, I'm going to assume this is a pay to kick.
No.
I'm sorry, bub.
I had such a good time talking to you, though.
We can talk some other time, okay?
All right. I love you, bro.
Love you back.
All right. I got that.
What's up, Infectious?
How's it going, man?
You'd be so proud of me. I replaced a keyboard and a battery on a MacBook Pro today.
Nice. Nice, man.
Yeah.
I got to see a customer have to deal with the us lacking a right to repair last week.
Oh my god.
Had to do a MacBook Pro 15-inch laptop screen, and the lid sensor and the screen are paired, so you have to replace them in conjunction, and no vendor sells them. So luckily, Apple has this new program called self-service repair.
Huh.
So I ordered the part directly from Apple. It cost him $800.
Wow. Oof.
I mean, granted, it works like a charm, but $800 in.
Sheesh, on a MacBook. I mean, was it at least an M3 or M4?
Oh, it was brand new.
Oh, okay.
Brand
wasn't that
spanking
covered
new.
in warranty?
Because he broke it.
Oh my god, dude. Apple Care is always worth it. You guys are fucking insane. Oh,
dude, I live in the Midwest, man. Nobody gets Apple Care around here.
Oh, man, that hurts my heart, dude.
Hey, it keeps me in business.
Oh my god, yeah. Good for you. Good for you.
Keeps me in business, and now I'm a part of an Apple partnership program, so I can actually get original parts from them. So,
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I might have to bug you for some parts soon.
yeah, just let me know. I mean, they're about the same price, but they come with warranty, and then I deal with the warranty if there's any problems. And I tell you what, Pickles, I'd even do you a solid, man. I'll install it for you for free.
God damn it. That's why I love you, Infectious. What's up? What did you have for me?
Actually, I kind of wanted to help you cook that guy because he was wrong on 1,000,001 points.
Guys, I also want another shout out to Lindsay, Lindsey, Lindsey, for the $100 donation. That is so fucking insane. Thank you so much.
That is badass.
What did you want to touch on?
Actually, I kind of wanted to go the same direction you did at first. Is why I requested initially. Talking about how do people not realize that you only pay fucking taxes on your profit? If you spend said profit, you don't pay the damn taxes. That's it's literally the whole fucking purpose.
Yeah, this has been like revolutionary for some people that I've talked to. I had one MAGA just straight up admit, it's like, wow, you proved me wrong. Wow. Yeah, if you want to make jobs, just make the jobs. Just pay for it, and it's tax reducible.
Yep. You don't want to pay the taxes? Spend into your business. It's that easy. Crazy. I own a damn business. I know this, and I own a small business that I run by myself with one employee. That's it. I'm not a huge conglomerate. I'm not a franchise owner. I just run a little shop of my own, and I know this.
These silly geese out here.
I know. It's messed up. I don't think I've heard anything new today. As far as like big news or anything that you don't already know.
He outlawed truck drivers that don't speak English.
I heard about that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a nice little Monday. Maybe he was golfing.
Right.
What's up, Dean?
Hey,
is that the Dean?
Pickles, how you doing?
Doing good, dude.
Hey, Dean, how's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. I haven't seen you in a while, so I thought I got an invite from you, and I thought I'd come up and say howdy.
We always love to hear from you, Dean.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I finally got a break from my wife. She sent me to Atlantic City. I drove from New Hampshire to Atlantic City. I was going through New York at, let's see, about 6 o'clock going over the George Washington Bridge. It sucked. Coming back Sunday, it was a double suck. 2 hours from the beginning of the GW Bridge to the Bronx. It was terrible. But anyway, had a great time. I was with my nephew. And I just wanted to come up and say hi.
Well, it's always good to hear from you, man. It's always great to hear from you.
That guy was unbearable to listen to. Oh my God. I just kept throwing stuff in there that I don't usually say, but man, he was unbearable.
If you're catching strays from Dean, you're on the wrong side. That's for sure.
So who's the guy underneath me? I don't believe I know him.
Infectious.
Hey, Texas.
Hey, Dean.
Hey, and don't forget, go Isaiah Martin. He's going to be the next congressman.
Isaiah.
Oh, yeah,
oh,
Isaiah.
Yeah, I live in New Hampshire. I even campaigned from New Hampshire around the world. He's great. So what's your opinion?
Nice. That's badass.
Win? You think he'll win? I do.
Of course.
There you go. How's the new apartment?
I love it. Just getting more and more at home here. Got a little workout, couple dumbbells now. I got a nice little bench. I got a little coffee station. Nice.
Nice. So tomorrow my wife and I were going to jump in the car and take a 2-hour ride to the ocean and hopefully put our feet in the cold Maine water. But anyway, I'm just going to get out of town. So I'm going to see you guys later, and be safe. And what May 1st, something's going on. May Day, not a protest, but a rally.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there. Is it going to be at the state houses?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm also, guys, I'm also campaign. I'm doing a stream tomorrow for the. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up so I don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
I'm doing a rally against fascism tomorrow. We're gonna be raising money, honoring, preserving our military history. A lot of it's about the erasure of the LGBTQ in our military, in our history. Rally against fascism, honoring, preserving our military history. They're gonna be going on the 30th, the day after, to the National Mall in Washington D.C. to protest in person. So I think they're trying to raise a few grand to do that. So hopefully we'll scrape up some money.
No, it really hurts me being a veteran. I'm having a hard time trying to get appointments with all these cuts. I mean, up in Vermont, they got hit hard, pretty hard with staff, but you know, it'll get better one day.
Damn, Dean. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good night, guys, and be safe.
All right, you too, Dean.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing
Have a
me
good
up.
night, Dean.
Thank you, my friend. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, sir.
My pleasure.
Oh, as I'm closing down tabs on my browser real quick here, I remembered something. 1 to 3 years, when you guys were talking about solar panels. How long it takes for them to basically, for the lack of emissions to offset the carbon emissions associated with manufacturing, takes 1 to 3 years out of a lifespan of 20 to 25. Remember you were talking to the natural gas guy earlier?
Sorry, I'm also reading something else. So 1 to 3 years is what it takes to
offset the carbon emissions of manufacturing.
Oh my god, dude, that's so dumb, dude.
Out of their 20 to 25 year lifespan. That's badass, actually.
Yeah. Why be so loud and so wrong?
Oh, dude sounded like he was anally slamming Red Bulls all the day long.
Anyway, thank you. God damn it.
Yeah, I was just, I mean, you know me, I like to dig into the energy, sector as far as figuring out what's going on and what's what. And I was literally like screaming at my phone while he was talking.
Hello.
What's up, Alley Pants?
Not much. How are you?
I am pretty good. What's going on?
Good. Am I echoing at all? Just making sure.
No, you're good.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I just wanted to join in. I just caught the tail end of your capital gains conversation. And I wanted to chime in on that a little bit because I think there is some practicality that gets lost in the mix with that conversation, especially when it comes to Madam Vice President. And one of those things that I think people either neglect or just don't realize is that that plan is much more about banning interest-only loans that are collateralized with stock, so that billionaires then have to actually cash out and pay what they owe instead of evading the capital taxes that they owe by taking loans.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was like touching on. Yeah, people taking out loans and using stocks as collateral and just living off of the loan, interest, and paying the interest, but not taxes.
Right. And I think people don't understand that, that's part of banking regulation as well, right? Because the banks clean up on those deals as well. That's why they do them. And so it's important for people to understand it's not this, willy-nilly thing of, this arbitrary, well, we're just going to guess what we think your capital gains are. There are ways to implement regulations that would force people who are evading capital gains into appropriate capital gains tax brackets so that it could be appropriately measured and it's not arbitrary and just able to be abused.
Yeah, I agree.
Isn't that quite literally how like Musk and Trump both live?
Probably.
That's how all billionaires live.
Yeah,
You're dumb
most
if you
billionaires
don't do that. Yeah, it's the
right. Most billionaires. I mean, Bezos, Musk.
Yeah.
They all live like that. They take out massive loans on their stock, and then they just live off the loans, which are interest-free loans usually.
It's super
because
low
they're
interest.
massive
Usually
amounts.
It's like 0.5% or something like that for the interest. But
Right.
then they figure,
You know,
worst case scenario, something goes south on, one of the investments, and the bank calls in the collateral, and they're going to make a killing on the investment itself, right? Because over time, that investment is going to gain. And
Right.
so, to ban interest-only collateral loans is a great way to force the high tax brackets who live that way into the capital gains taxes that they owe.
Yeah.
To make them actually spend the money they have.
Yeah, that's not a market crash. You know what I mean?
No.
That's not going to plummet the market. That's not going to scare investors unless they're one of these people who who lives this way. And even then, they're not going to be able to liquidate rapidly because they owe money. That's all that stuff is tied up as collateral.
That's a good point.
And Cranky down in the comments, no. It's most developed countries have laws against this.
Yeah, like stock buybacks too, right? They don't allow that.
We used to have laws against it. We used to have laws against stock buybacks until Reagan.
Yeah.
Reagan was the one that unleashed the stock buyback craze again.
Oh, fucking Reagan ruined everything for everybody.
Yeah. Just about everything can be traced back to Reagan.
Pretty much.
And never
Reagan
forget,
Nixon.
Reagan actually, if you want another good example of a set of tariffs that it didn't fucking work, Reagan tried tariffing Japanese vehicles back in the 80s. And that blew up in his face.
Hello, Toyota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember, I mean, I don't know, Allie, how old are you?
You never ask a woman how old she is, dude.
I'm almost 50.
You can
Are
ask
you
me
close?
how young I am, but you can't ask me how old I am.
I'm almost 50. Are you close?
Yeah, I am 46.
Okay. So do you remember the movie Gung Ho? Michael
No.
Keaton?
No.
Oh, nobody's seen that movie. Y'all got to watch it. It's hilarious. But it's literally about a Japanese, because to get around tariffs back then, Japanese companies would come into the United States and start producing here. They'd start to buy up all these failing U.S. auto manufacturing plants. And it was literally how they were getting around tariffs at that point. And what ended up happening was the lack of competition caused the United States auto industry to just tank. I mean, name anybody that's got an 84 anything right now. Nothing. Nobody collects 84 Mustangs. Nobody collects like an 86 Mustang. Nobody collects literally any car that came out in the 80s, not in high demand, except for a Cadillac. And Cadillacs were insanely expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it literally tanked our auto industry for damn near a decade.
Yeah, it's really crazy the financial conversations that we're having at this point, right? Because I don't understand how people can be so obtuse about it. It's you can trace it back to so many different things, like even the simple question of, with all the cuts, broad sweeping cuts to services that we've seen, and all of this tariff money that we're supposed to be rolling in the dough with, why are we trying to up the credit limit on the credit card by $5 trillion if we're making all this money to pay off the debt?
Right.
You
You
ask
shouldn't need
Republican
to.
that, and then crickets.
Right. It's counterproductive. I mean, we are quite literally, and it's the exact same thing that Trump did last time, and it boils down to as simple as this. If you make $20,000 a year and your bills come up to $25,000 a year, you do not take out more debt and then reduce your revenue. That is the dumbest fucking idea in the history of ever.
Yeah, well, and that's the whole point, right? But then you can even go, I'll go even one farther. I'll be like, listen to me. Why do you think all this pain that Leon and the gang are talking about is worth it to preserve what you already have? You're struggling right now at the tax bracket that you're at, and they're not going to give you another tax break. They're just going to try to keep you where you are. Why is that worth it when they're going to give corporate corporations a 6% discount on top of the already lower tax percentage that they pay than we do. The vast majority of us pay a higher percentage of income tax than corporations do currently, and now they're going to give them another 6% on top of that, and you just get to stay where you're at, except be in pain and have less services. How does that make sense? But I'm probably just shouting into the void at this point, but anyhow, so that's really kind of all I had to say. I hope you guys have a great night. Oh, and if you don't mind, can I plug my podcast really quick?
Please do.
Yeah, so me and the candidate here in Montana that ran for Secretary of State, Democratic candidate Jesse James Mullen, started a podcast called Strangers Talking Politics. And we drop every other Wednesday. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And you can find us at stppod.com with all the links. We would love it if you give us a listen. We're having some great conversations.
Love that.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good night.
You too. Oh shit, I just kicked Infectious. Infectious, I love you. Thank you. Hello? Old Bessie? Probably an accident.
Oh, hello, man.
What's up, dude?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to join, but I love what you do, man.
I
You
appreciate
take care,
you.
okay?
All right, you too.
Yeah, have a good rest of your night, man.
Will do. You know what? Sometimes you just need a good little pat on the butt. Sometimes you need a little pep talk. I like that. I like that. Nice, Infectious. Minecraft sounds insanely zen right now. We got to keep going. Guys, we're only like 2K away from 100K, by the way. Y'all are selfish. You'll need to follow and tap the screen. Selfish and self-centered. Santana Live, should I... Did Z spin the bag? Oh my gosh. So, since you guys asked me about that, I'm not going to ignore it. This is what most of the creators didn't understand, and what wasn't very clear to me at first either. So, in order for us to have gone on this tour, there was a company that took, I guess, a loan and was able to raise enough funds to pay back the loan with the funds we raised, and in hopes of raising double the amount that it cost. If you remember, the goal was to hit 250K. That would have sent us on the next leg of the tour. 125K paid for the first visit of the tour. And I know that sounds egregious, but Charlie Kirk spent $500,000 on his trip to A&M, and most of his people that worked there were volunteers. So if we want to keep doing this, either way, even if we stuck with the same pack, we would have had to raise more money to go again. So that's why I instantly said, I'm out. The pack that we were with was not a big pack. It's not a big pack. They're talking about the tour. Yeah, I have taken that link out of my bio. I think that the tour even lost 20 grand. They didn't even collect enough to make up for the loan that they took out. So I wish the DNC would sponsor y'all. I don't think the DNC was stoked about the name. So if we do anything close to what we did, I think it'd be a good idea for us to rebrand, Not Unfuck America Tour, maybe something else. We can figure out something else that's catchy. We can just straight up call it like an anti-fascist movement or something like that, or anti-authoritarian movement, Antifa movement. I don't know. Something of the sort, but something that's more brandable, more brand friendly. The Good Trouble movement, I'd like that. Good Trouble would be a great headliner too. Yeah, a big tour would be great. Maybe a smaller group of people. It was almost like a big effort for us to get all of the creators involved in on a debate. And I think we can do it without bothering Charlie Kirk. I think we would be just as effective going to college campuses the day before Charlie Kirk and doing a thing. Like, that would be fine. Or just nowhere near Charlie Kirk's Day. We can just go and do and prove that our stance is way better than Charlie Kirk's stance. Yeah, not to call it Antifa, yeah. Someone asked, "You're Antifa?" I would hope everybody in this chat is anti-fascist. I would hope everybody here at least thinks they're anti-fascist. The Pickles movement. They already have a Green Party. We have like a dill party. Pickles movement sounds dirty, yeah. They'd probably think we're selling toys. Yeah, there was a lot of drama, and I have somehow avoided it, like Neo in the Matrix. I fucking one of these, so much drama. I fucking avoided it like a fucking boss. Jones is cooked. You avoided it because you paid for yourself. They didn't lose the money. They didn't lose the money. They just straight up spent it. I think Pax willing to work with lib influencers after the drama. Nah. I think we'll be fine. Anybody that's halfway PR trained would know that it would be a non-issue to work with us if our requirements were that you don't try to go defend yourself publicly on social media as the event organizer. Way awkward. Like, imagine the CEO of any large corporation coming out on Facebook and saying, you know what? F you, you know, like, it's not a good look for anybody. Anybody PR trained would know not to do what happened. As long as the donations are actually spent for the event, and that will be transparent. I'm pretty sure it's online. If it's not online already, it will be online because that's the law. If you're a PAC, you're a 501c4. not a C3, but a C4, and your books are online. No pack will ever fund a bunch of creators ever again. That's not true. No way. Can we talk about the bills that were passed yesterday? Terry, if I bring you up, can you tell me about them? I'll bring you up. What's up, Terry?
Hey. So yesterday there were 5 bills that passed. The SAVE Act passed. They passed a bill to eliminate the
SAVE Act passed the Senate?
yes. They also passed a bill that allows the tariffs. Another bill was to get rid of the overdraft protection for banks. And oh my God, there's 2 others that I can't even think of them at the top of my head. But they're really serious bills that got passed.
I don't see any news on the SAVE Act passing the Senate.
They didn't. It wasn't on the news. I just happened to stumble across it. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it.
Hold on.
So I've been trying to find out more about it, you know, to really find out where it passed and if it actually went into law. But today I did see something on TV about the overdraft protection. Actually, one of our representatives here in Massachusetts was talking about it.
SAVE Act hasn't had a vote in the House, just the House. Are you sure you haven't just passed the House?
Okay, see, I wasn't sure where it passed because I didn't get the full information. That's why I said I can only tell you what I know about it. And I just heard that they did pass these 5 bills.
Okay, good. Yeah, so the last action the SAVE Act has had was on the 10th, and it passed the House.
Okay, so now it's on to the Senate.
Yeah.
What about the overdraft protection? Did that pass the Senate as well as the House, or it's just stuck going to the Senate now? I'm not good at stuff like that. That's why I reached out to you, because I know you're good at it.
Someone said that passed both.
And there was another bill that was on the tariffs, where they made it so that Congress can't do anything about stopping the tariffs.
A joint resolution disapproving the rules submitted by the Bureau of Consumer Financial Protection relating to overdraft lending, very large financial institutions. All that MAGA has to say about that is don't overdraft. Bro,
Yeah,
you guys,
right. Like it's that easy.
You guys suck. You guys fucking suck. Who does that help? Nobody. Besides banks. You guys fucking
exactly.
suck.
Except for billionaires. You know, the
Fucking
rich people.
idiots. Absolute fucking idiots. Boot-looking idiots. But no, it doesn't seem like that passed the Senate either.
Okay, good. But you know, these are things that, you know, we got a Republican Senate. We have to get some Democrats up there and stop this. We got to do something to stop this madness because, like, from what I'm understanding, the Project 25 is like 45% created.
Of course,
You
it was
know, and
fucking
this
Tim
something that's
Scott.
not new.
Oh my god. Tim
You
Scott's
know,
the one.
Project
Dude.
25 has been going on for decades.
Mandate for Leadership is what it's called. Mandate for Leadership is what they release for every president that's conservative over the last however many decades. And the fact is, Trump is probably just the easiest one to be bought out. He will follow it to a
Exactly.
T, and he'll ask for more money, and he'll do whatever they want. That's what I
Exactly.
feel like is happening.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, 42% complete. Yeah.
You know, which is it's really concerning, you know, for us Americans because it's totally against what America's for, what we stand by, what we are. We are a nation of immigrants. We're a melting pot. You know, and the conditions that these detainees, and they're not even criminals, have to endure, my heart bleeds for them, you know, and it could happen to any one of us. Nobody's exempt from what's going on right now.
I agree. Well, thank
My
you.
children are biracial, and I have to tell my boys every single day, watch your back. You do not look white. So just be careful where you go. Be careful. Look around. Pay attention.
Oh, that we're melting candle. Yeah. Well, thank you, Terry. Thank you so much for
I just, you know,
informing us
these
on
are
this.
things that just are concerning, and I know, you know, you do your due diligence and you try to educate everybody and try and keep us all informed, you know, and that's why I enjoy being on your. I love being part of your group.
I have the best fucking community.
Well, you know,
Prove me
that's
wrong.
because you're smart, you know, and you don't get involved in the chaos and the drama and all that bull. You keep it straight and keep it real, and that's why I respect you.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Terry.
You're very welcome. I appreciate you too, and thanks for everything you do for our community.
You're so welcome. Have a great night.
You too. Be safe.
All right. Yellow. Hello. It's me, Pickles. Hello. Hello, it's me, Pickles. Hey, it's me, it's Pickles. Hey, you sound like you're chugging Go-Gurts. This man is chugging a whole 32-ounce Gatorade. Hello. Oh my god. We've had American Central up here before, haven't we? Where did my nickname come from? It came from my dog. I named my dog Pickles. He ran. You do nothing but run your mouth? You I can't debate that, actually. I can't debate that. My cat's name's Freddie Mercury. That's actually kind of badass. Bro is not employed. I technically you're wrong. Technically. Why are you dodging? American Central, we talked earlier, didn't we? Guys, I think I might go on my alt account. If I go on my alt account, would you guys want to watch me build Legos? I have a Lego set right here in a box that I want to build. I don't want to drink coffee because I'll be up forever if I do that.
Hey man, you had a pretty good night tonight.
Yeah.
You were killing it. I came up here to use your clout, though. I am 15 people away from being at 10,000 followers. Can I get some followers by chance? I see you got 600 people in here. I thought maybe somebody might want to follow me just to, I don't know, make my dreams come true.
Thank you for the
It's not
super
as big as
chat. Somebody just sent me $1.99 and says, "Go watch the movie They Live It." I'll Google it real quick.
Live it. Never even heard of it.
1988. I was born this year.
That's the year my wife was born. My wife's your age.
She single?
Yeah, she likes short guys though. You got a luck. Ay. Hey, did I tell you about that movie I watched? It was The Zone of Interest. Have you ever heard of it?
Uh-uh.
Bro, it is a masterful movie. The entire movie is in German. No.
Oh, someone says you have 10K now. Chat, you better follow TikTok
Do I
right now.
really?
You hit 10K.
Thank you guys so much. You're awesome. Thank you guys.
Congrats.
I've never hit 10K. My main before it got banned was right at 8,000. And then so I've been itching this one up for the last year, and it took me almost a year to get 10. But no, Zone of Interest, man. It was the most powerful movie I've ever seen in my life. They don't talk through the whole movie. There's only one part in the movie that they actually speak to each other. It takes place in Auschwitz.
Yeah, you
they
told me.
don't-
You told me about
yeah,
this.
I told you about
Yeah.
They don't talk about anything that's happening within the actual the compound, the concentration camp. It's a fucking wild movie.
Dewana, thank you so much for the $10 cash app. Chat, I dare you to become a subscriber on YouTube if you guys want to support me. It's my new thing I'm pushing for.
Justin gave me a free subscription to his OnlyFans because I hit 10,000 as a celebration.
Lucky you.
I know. It's just feet pictures and dogs.
Lucky
The whole
you.
thing.
Love it. Kristen
That's
says,
awesome,
how do
man.
I get one?
I feel good about 10,000. That makes me feel happy. Can I do something now? Doesn't like
I
the
think you can
TikTok
do like
CEO come
playlists.
down and
You can do
he
playlists
writes
on your
me a
channel.
letter, thanks me for all my hard dedicated work? No. Did I tell my kids when they're 18? I've told every single one of them when they turn 18. I'm like, hey, did you get your letter from the president yet? What do you mean? Oh, no, the president he'll call you or send you a letter and tells you what he expects you to do from here on out. So just gotta fuck with kids, man. I've always had fun fucking with my kids. I tell them silly stories. What you reading?
Dude, what is going on with the drama on TikTok right now? Holy shit. I'm so
I don't
glad,
know
dude.
anything about drama.
Guys, I want to say big thank you for somehow making me immune to all of this drama. I don't know how I did it. I don't know what it is about me that nobody's like, I've had one or two people come and touch on, but thank you guys so much for not involving me.
Can I give you some advice, man?
Huh?
Don't let people pull you into talking about it. The second they start talking about it, shut it down. If they start talking about it again, shut them off. I mean, just kick them out. Like, don't. People are going to try to get you to clip and a bunch of shit. Don't let them let you talk about it.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's none of their business. And in all honesty, if anything should be done, it would probably be like speak to a PR, somebody who's good at this stuff, and go from there. Like, this isn't going to be like a career-ending thing for these guys, but they do need to handle this carefully. Don't talk about it to fucking strangers on TikTok, though. They're just baiting you into that shit. You're very respected, man. You're gonna come out clean on this. Just
Oh yeah.
good man, Charlie Brown.
Make Tic Tac your PR department.
I don't know.
That's
I
not a
talk
bad
about
idea.
pegging dads a lot. Might not be the best.
Pickles and Good Trouble are dude. You put me in the same sentence as Good Trouble. That's how you get your toes sucked, sir. That's how you get your fucking toes sucked. You better stop that.
Good Trouble was my man crush until I met Thorne Bradley. Jesus Christ.
Someone said I'd watch that.
Have you seen that hunk of oak wood?
No. Oh, I know who Thorne Bradley is, yeah. Yeah, hey. I respect him too.
Yeah.
I
super progressive.
Yeah.
I'm not gay, but maybe. I haven't seen Thorne naked yet. I might be though.
Yeah. If someone were like, "Hey, you got to figure it out. Like, you should write, check it out. Make sure you're not, nothing's going on there." I'd probably choose Thorne Bradley. He'd be respectable about it.
I'd have to try them both, but I'd probably choose.
Yeah. I'll try anything twice.
Yeah, twice. At least. I might have been drunk the first time. Anyway. So I got my tickets for Chicago, man. Any chances you're going up there?
To where?
To Chicago. I told you about that. There's a socialism convention.
Oh. Dude, honestly, every 90 days, I'm scared that I don't have a job.
Okay.
Let me see.
It's the July 4th weekend.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Gonna be
That's
fun.
probably right around when. Like, imagine spending $1,000 on going out of town, and then all of a sudden I have no job, and I can't make my rent next month.
Yeah, but you're just living in fear, man.
You just got to give it to
could
God.
You could do it. Think about you can run lives from the socialist convention. You'd be making money while you're there.
I'd be partaking in capitalism at a socialism convention.
Yeah, right. Well, they do charge tickets to it. Like somebody's got to pay for the building. It's a socialist convention, and we still have to pay. But that's how the world works. But yeah, man, you could do videos while you're there.
I bought a new microphone. Did I show you guys yet?
No.
Boom. It's the same one Good Trouble has, or at least the same family. It's a little tiny little microphone made by DJI. It's so nifty. So nice. It's wireless. You clip that on your belt, put that on your right here, you're good to go.
His goes out all the time.
Yeah, well.
It's always going out.
Maybe he's got an old one. But I also got this. It's a little microphone. And it has a fitting, so I put the mic inside of it and put the little boop and go around interviewing people. Tic Tac, what's it like being hung like a horse?
You know how, like, in school they call the big guy tiny and the tall guy shorty?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got my name. Once hung like a horse,
I
they
know.
call you Tic Tac.
Yeah, hung like a wheel of cheese.
Mm-hmm. How was that? Was that good?
It's good.
Was that convincing? It was either that or mouse, and I don't like mice, so I went with Tic Tac. Girthy like a tuna can. Wait, I've said too much.
Hey, I'm a new sub.
Anyway. Cool. I was just coming up to hang out for a minute, man. I want to bounce out. It's bedtime out here. It's almost 10 o'clock. I'm fucking old.
All right, bub.
I turn into a pumpkin.
I'll catch you later. Don't run into Peter Pumpkin Eater.
All right, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Be safe.
Can I give your info to a friend running for Congress in Florida? You can give them my page for sure. Someone... I'll help you with your headset. My MAGA parents gave me birthday money that I need to spend. Oh my god, I would love you forever. But don't give me your birthday money. Guys, I will give myself a shout out and do capitalism real quick, but I have on my website or in my profile a link tree. And in that link tree, there's a wish list. It's right here. And in that wish list, you can like contribute to things, and like I have things that are being crowdfunded. And oh my god, I need to add this to a crowdfunding thing, but my headset is kind of eating shit right now. So if anybody wants to contribute to that, you can donate as little as $1, and that helps out. But these are just random things. I think I only have 8 things on here that I want, but some of them are big ticket items. But yeah, I think behind the headset, the next thing I would want would be a phone. I have to carry around everywhere I go with me. I have to carry 2 phones. And I would love to just have a phone that's not locked. I'd like to have an unlocked phone, so I can put 2 SIMs inside of it. I have 2 different carriers. And I just literally cannot stand my Samsung phone. Yeah, I know. My thing... Hold on. I have to turn off my AC. It's killing me, dude. But yeah. That's one way to support me, chat. It's a fun way to support me, at least. Get the newest Pixel from Google Store unlocked. I can't. Someone just sent me a gift. Guys, be sure to tell me who you are when you do it. I can't... Everybody who's done it so far, I can't tell who did it. They're anonymous. Don't do that. The Google Pixel, you guys are... Dude, the Android ecosystem is just not my... It's not my thing. Who bought... What did you guys do? Michael says, hello again, I really enjoy your show. I love you. Thank you. Oh my god, someone added to my headset. Whoever you are, thank you so much. $90 raised. Holy shit. Thank you. Dewana, thank you for the 10 for the headphones as well. You were too kind. Thank you. Lulu, thank you so much. Shiggy Diggies, thank you for the subscription. You are fucking awesome. Monica, thank you for the subscription as well. I'm pretty sure I missed a few. Emma, thank you for the subscription. You guys are too kind. Thank you. What headphones are we going for? So basically they're these headphones, but the next generation. I've had these for a while, and I love these headphones. But what they do is they allow me to, like, when they run out of battery, I can just take the battery out and switch. Okay, I just lost connection because this is why they're going bad. I can take the battery out and switch it out with a new battery. And there's like a little base that charges as I swap. Steel Series Arctis Nova Pro. Yes. Yes, Mux. Yes. He's not a real gamer, and hates the Samsung. He's a miserable person. Matt, you need to chill, dude. 10 out of 10 Mux? Love to know that. Love to know that. How about the best beer? What do you have, Hoofy? I need new headphones too, over the ear for listening, music, TikTok suggestions. What's your budget, Purple Kitty? Any new Pokemon cards? In about 24 hours and 13 minutes, we're going to see a new set released on Pokemon the Card Game Pocket. I'm very excited about it. But yes, my Pokemon card collection is almost a point of shame right now because it's pretty extensive. What are you doing up? Odie, don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. They have an over-the-ear attachment for Apple AirPods. Where's the link tree? The link tree is in my profile. It's the only link in my profile. It's right here. Debates, bro. Church of AI. I'm so sorry, dude. We're kind of winding down. We're just kind of chilling. I should probably just put it on my background that I'm chilling now. My cousin and I play? Fuck yeah. Can tell you've never dealt with law enforcement. That's what you think. Actually, that's not true at all. Oh my god. I look like a Virginian liberal. You're right. If you cook MAGA tomorrow, you may have more. Done and done, Lulu. Done and done. Good night, Hoofy. Zilla, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. Chat, I love you. Pickle says he doesn't want drama and then proceeds to slander Android. Bruh. It's just not very intuitive. Thank you for the head mustache. Who sent that? Tony, thank you. Pickles is thinking about... Yeah, I might do that. No pressure. You don't have to lie about it, but put a 1 in the chat if you want to see me just switch over to my alt account and I'll build a Lego set. It'll probably take like 2 hours. I almost want to get off of this so that I can watch other lives as people melt down about the drama. I just want to sit back and lurk and do this. Fucking snicker and eat ice cream. This is the Lego set. It's not even name brand Lego. It's a miniature Lego. Smaller than Lego. It's a cat cafe, pretty much. There's like a whole collection of them, and I think there's like a set of 4 and a set of 2, and then another set that goes with it, and it builds like a whole little town. This is, for scale, this is one of the other ones that I did. It's a little ramen shop. You see the little ramen on top? It's so dope, but it's tiny. This is like it's like the size of a mini Coke can, mini Pepsi. Yeah. What brand? The brand is called LOZ Mini. They're on Amazon and they're so cheap. This is like $20. Sold? Yeah, I know. Drama formats, mama. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Running to get the cat cafe right now. Nice. All right. Chat, don't forget to give me a follow. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I'm going to go log into my alt account. My alt account is dark_pickles. It's also in my link tree. It's at the very bottom of my link tree in my profile. If you guys want to go give me a follow there. I'm going to be going live on that real quick, and I'll see y'all soon. Much love, chat. Stu,